What's up, guys? We are live from Breakpoint in Abu Dhabi. Beautiful scenery here. Have a look. Nice water. Absolutely splendid weather if you like heat. And we are here with Mike, the man. Event, but I'll let you tell the people about yourself there, Mike.
Sure. What's up, guys? My name's Mike. I go by Dirty Diggs on the timeline, even though I'm in a transitioning period between my anon existence and my real life, which, you know, is just the sad grow up in the space when you mature and have to make a LinkedIn account. It's signing a deal with the devil.
Yeah, it is. It is. You got to dox the face. You go from being a monkey picture to being a man. It's.
I do like my Twitter picture is still like my anon PFP. Shout out to the Lucid Drakes. And I like, how do we have both? You know?
Yeah.
I want you to be able to like hover on it and you like see my sweet face in there. So like,
Yeah.
how do I become both the PFP and the person?
I know. Yeah, that's. I guess like. One way to think about it is you get to be a person at the conference. You get to be a person on the live stream, and then you get to be a PFP on Twitter.
That's it.
That's at least the playbook I'm running here.
On the golf course, it's kind of hard to be your PFP.
It's hard to be the PFP, yeah. I'd have to wear a big pepper costume, which I think in the Abu Dhabi weather, it's probably not going to bode very well for me.
Isn't that the truth?
But yeah, so we're in Abu Dhabi. Mike's already hosted a couple events. Why don't you want to tell them about the golf event that you hosted?
Sure.
How you kind of got into here, why you're here?
Yeah, so like I lead head of growth for a dev shop. It's called ExoTech. We are premium. We deal with Solana, so we do smart contracts. We do RW early in Solana, and so they've been working in the space for a long time. And so they got me involved about 6 months ago to do marketing, which kind of transitioned to go-to-market and growth. And so, you know, be everything that the devs can't be because they're busy developing. And maybe I have the highest emotional intelligence, lowest IQ, highest EQ.
Highest EQ. Yeah.
So yeah, so
you do need a mix of both, even if it's 10 on the IQ side, one on the EQ side.
Okay, you said it. We got a little bit here.
I think I'm the EQ guy on our team as well.
That's why it works for us.
Yeah,
we can do this.
Exactly.
We can pretend to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna do lots of that today. A lot of bullshitting, pretending we know what we're talking about. We hooked up Mike with a Spicenet shirt, so he's repping the brand, but. Don't forget about the EXO hat. Yeah. That's the logo. Look out for that on X.
Yeah.
We'll get the opportunity to plug the socials and all that today. But Mike, what are you seeing in Abu Dhabi so far? What are you hearing people talk about?
Well, it's funny. And like you mentioned the events, and a buddy of mine yesterday sent me a message. He's like, how's Breakpoint? Like, I saw some guys on Twitter being like, it's empty there and there's like nothing going on. And the irony is like, it couldn't be further from the truth. Just because spicy take, Abu Dhabi is a bit of a ghost town. It's burgeoning. It's growing in the right direction. There's not really anybody here, but I love that. I hate traffic, but like all the events are jam-packed. Like every big company that's in crypto is here. You hear people like I had a good chit chat with an institutional guy, R3 yesterday, and they have like a head office here. So it's like, while the streets are empty and it's mostly empty buildings, there's just room for you and your friends to come and kick it. Like it's actually worked out really good.
It feels like we've rented out a city.
It seriously does.
Like it's like this is our venue. You can pull up to the coffee shop and just start at spaces, and it's just welcoming.
And so we linked up and like decided to help GolfN, which if you don't know GolfN, you got to check it out.
Super sick app.
You're probably a shitty golfer, but imagine getting paid to play shitty. Like when I go out there, I'm shooting like 100.
Yeah.
I remind myself, but you're earning points and you get to buy sweet stuff. So stick with the round and play.
Yeah, you get to
don't quit on your dreams, kids.
Don't quit on the dreams, and definitely play golf because, as Mike and I were talking about, it's the sport of business.
Yes,
it's always a dream of ours. We each had to call our moms to tell her that we made it. We're now golfing in a business setting.
Literally, this is what business on the golf course looks like right here.
Yeah,
dreams are made. Dreams are made on the golf course.
This is how this happened. Here we are.
Yeah.
But people are calling Abu Dhabi the capital of capital.
Okay.
Which I like because it's always nice to meet the capital.
Yeah.
Are you have you met any kind of institutional players here? Any larger funds? Have any interesting conversations that you think are worth chatting about?
Yes, I do. Like I kind of alluded to before. I had a good chit chat with Richard Brown, who is the CEO of R3 Labs. And now, like, if you're listening to this, maybe you're more of a DJ and you don't really follow institutional flows. Like, the cool thing about that is with like the US and regulations coming around, the Genius Act, like all this stuff that's going on, like institutional money is coming on chain. And if you're a Solana maxi or wherever you are, like that means TVL up. And R3 them actually today, he told me yesterday, so I can say it as well, is like they're building their own platform. So it's not just like, oh, good, like institutions are coming on chain and like they're going to destroy my APY on Camino. Like, no, like they're making vaults of their own. They're having strategies of their own. And so like, I don't know, let's say you like to buy real estate somewhere in the APAC region, like odds are like they're going to have a deal with an RWA client where you can do that. And so it's not just like money coming in, it's like you getting access to traditional style funds wherever you are, whenever you want. And like, we deal with a lot of RWA clients and people in the space. And it's like, for me, like I'm degen, but I'm also like, it's like that, like, I don't know, certification on the industry is what means it's going to be long-term. Yeah. It gives me way more faith to be invested, even in the weird fringe stuff. Yeah. It's come a long way from the meme coin markets that you've had to battle through the trenches on. Could you want to tell them the quick side story about the meme coin? All right. Before we get more into the institutional stuff. Okay. Yeah. Part of the journey that I had on my way here, which is similar to probably most of you, 2017, wrote it up, wrote it down. 2020 into 22, wrote it up, wrote it down. Yep. And then earlier in 2024, I don't know if you guys know Mountain Dow, but shout out to those guys over in the US. They got an awesome build house and like the month long. Anyways, I was there hanging out with the homies. Peak meme coin season, everybody's trading, everybody must know Mert. Well, this meme coin Merted came out, and I was like, what do you know for the culture? Throw a little bit of money in there, chilling, not a big deal. Forget about it. A week later, forget about it. A week later, that's classic. Like a lifetime, a week lifetime goes by. In meme town, it's way too long. Exactly. To hold the bag. I had already written it off. Yeah. But then I found out that it actually was rug, and I was like, mother. And then so a guy was like, we're doing a takeover. We're doing a takeover CTO. Joined this Telegram chat, and I jumped in there, and I was like, oh shit, there's sidechain Gavin, like, oh, there's Edgar, like all this Dregs, like there's big dogs in there. I was like, this is sweet. Like, now I'm all excited. I'm invested. We're gonna save this thing. And it's long story short, I got way more invested in it than I should have. Ended up like taking on like this founder role. We did this sweet like migration, built some code. Next thing you know, we're trying to find product market fit, and we're entering hackathons, all with no money, no token controls. And just slowly everybody's leaving. And so like 6 months of just like trying to do something was just like. So you wake up one morning and you're a meme coin founder. Literally. Does that like, did that ever hit you? Was there like a moment where you're like, what the fuck just happened? Well, this is what I fucked up. We can drop a couple bombs. Fuck, okay. I'm an avid swearer. It's our Sorry, podcast, Mom. So yeah. Not that she's watching. Anyhow. Not that she watches crypto podcasts. The mistake was thinking I needed to turn it into something for my own vanity's sake. Yeah. I let my ego go. I don't want to be just a meme coin founder. I want to build a product. Yeah. Whereas had I just rode with the vibes and kept it meme coin focused, it might have had like a chance. It had some notoriety already. It could have been cool. Yeah. But I took all the cool out of it. When you tried to turn it into value. Literally. Like a loser. Like an idiot. Actual idiot. Yeah, it's weird, right? Because you're trying to take a community that's very like dopamine driven and they don't give a shit about product. And then you're trying to make them care about product, right? It's so real. The co-founder, the guy that like helped, we were doing the most work together. He kind of like had told me, he was like, as soon as we turned it into something, I bounced. And to be honest, I remember I was like begrudging at the time, because of like, you brought this to me and now you're leaving. We're trying to do stuff here. What do you mean you don't care about doing stuff? That was like all the writing on the wall from a mile away. Yeah. And I met a lot of people, don't be afraid to try shit. 6 months is not that long of a time. And it kind of did get me to where I am. You learn a lot, right? And you're the only non-dev on your team. Yeah. Like that you have to probably attribute to that to the fact that you've been in the trenches and trying shit. It's true. Right? You're not like, it's like the same thing as like, you can't really be afraid to fail in this space. Yeah. Like I do a podcast, I do it for ExoTech. It's called The Latest Development. And so I bring on founders and personalities and anybody who wants to talk about it. And like, the one thing I hear a lot of the time is like, you just got to fucking try something. Yeah. You have to do it. It's one thing like gambling with other people's money, but like starting and launching and trying and iterating and pivoting, like I think had I gone through it faster without trying to hold on to things for too long, I would have got to the failure sooner. And then been like, oh, what am I fucking doing? Like, get out of here. So knowing that, Like when you're the only non-dev on a technical team, like I've been sitting inside listening to all these nerds talk about dev stuff, and I'm like, I don't really understand what's going on. I'm gonna pretend that I do.
Yeah.
But like that's kind of the mistake too. Is like you don't even really need to pretend that you don't. You know, pay attention, learn something, ask the right questions, admit you don't know this stuff, and carry on and work on the shit you can do.
As long as you have like a curious attitude and you genuinely care about wanting to learn.
Fuck
right?
yeah.
That's probably good advice for a lot of people here. Like, a lot of you guys are probably looking to get jobs in crypto. If you're, watching crypto podcasts, if you're back here every week, you're probably pretty engaged with this space. Mike's a good guy to listen to for that, because you've basically just trenched it out until you found yourself in a position where it's been all worth it. So
to be honest, this industry loves rags to riches, and it also loves like unorthodox adventures. And what I mean by that is if you're somebody and you're in a country and you're like, yeah, but there's nothing really near me. Well, it's like, I don't know if you guys know what super teams are, but like you want to talk about Breakpoint and like really powerful community building is like that super teams. They're in most like major countries, and they're funded by Solana Foundation, and it's all about bringing people into the world. And it's like you can access them from most countries. And like, okay, you're in a country there isn't one, that's fine. Like you can find communities and activations because people are doing stuff in Africa, they're doing it in South America. You join communities, you dog food, you meet people. All of a sudden you're a moderator. Yeah, you're like a moderator all of a sudden. And then like next thing you know, now you're writing, you're getting involved. Now you're starting to code. And like, there's just so many, no matter what you want to, if you're an artist, if you're a coder, like no matter what you are, there is space in this industry for you.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
And any skills you have are like valued higher in this industry than they are outside of it, because everyone's comfortable. If you're a finance bro, let's say, everyone's comfortable trying to go work on Wall Street. That's like, if I know I can get a job at Goldman Sachs, then I know I've made it and I'm going to make a bunch of money. Your job might suck and you're going to work 16 hours a day and it's going to be horrible, but that you're going to make a bunch of money. Whereas like you have to take on a bit of risk coming into the crypto space, because things come out, things fail, like the industry moves and changes so quickly that it deters a lot of the really good talent. So if you are a talented person and you do want to learn about this space and participate in it, then I find that kind of gets valued at a premium in this space.
I couldn't agree more. I think one thing, and it's like I struggle with it, is patience. Patience is really hard to have.
Yeah.
And I think in this space, if you come into it with the mentality of like, give more than you get. And this is really true for conferences. So a lot of people come here and they just want to like max extract. They want free goodies, they want free t-shirts, and like those things are here. That's great. Like you can have them. But like, is that all you want? Did you really only come here for the t-shirts, or like, are you trying to make something out of it?
Yeah.
Because if you actually put like a little bit of effort in, and make, like a lot of the times throughout the last few years, like I've done a lot of things like for free. Like I helped GolfN put on the thing for free, but like I love golf, and like
it was fun.
You don't know who you're gonna meet, and like you get recognized for that kind of thing. It's like, but it's not, it's like putting the right intention in, letting time elapse, showing up in the right places. And then like it comes back to it. It really does.
Totally. So what do you think the vibe is at this one? Like, do you think it's very like retail merch extractor, or like more, are you seeing more of a sophisticated audience here?
Honestly, I think it's sort of interesting, and that's kind of a good way to put it, is, and I don't feel like it's merch retail extraction. There's always going to be like those people that show up that are probably maybe more locally based, and they heard about it and they want to come, they want to check it out. What is this Solana thing? But like now that this is like, I think Breakpoint number 4, and I missed Lisbon, but I've been to Amsterdam when I was in Singapore, and there's this one now.
This is my first one, by the way.
Oh, sick.
It's good to be here.
Fuck, it's awesome, right? Is a lot of the guys that came and were like, meme coin culture or degen culture, like you can't help but mature a little bit. You're always going to have that degen spirit. You're always going to be like, oh, like I remember like, Chonk back in the day, or like whatever you affiliate with, or you're a bonk guy or whatever. But like it is maturing.
Yeah.
Because everybody like that's maybe started in this niche little spot is like, oh, they're getting like better jobs, bigger companies, and like they're having more responsibility. And now they have more teams, and like, so it just like, it is sort of like a maturing of the space.
Yeah, I agree. And like the first conference I went to, I think like 4 years ago, all of the booths were like meme heavy. Like I would say 80% of the booths were like, oh, it's Shiba Rocket or whatever the fuck, right? And here now, like there's a couple of the beloved ones, like Bonk is here.
Like Pengu stuff.
Yeah, Pengu.
Like,
But there's more like retail facing products that I'm seeing here. I think that's, and I don't know if this is usually the case at Breakpoint because I'm not the expert, but I'm seeing a lot of like retail facing products this year. So like upstairs in the venue, there's like video games you can play that are like these on-chain games. Moonwalk Fitness. I think Caitlin, if you know her, was at the
Dead Cat
GolfN
Bounce.
event.
She's my homie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm moonwalking.
Yeah, so yeah, the Moonwalkers are here. You got GolfN. Like, there's a lot of actual apps that are retail facing being built on Solana, and I think we're seeing a lot of that here.
I mean, and it's like, finally, it's gotten like, especially with the chain, like Solana, like Fire Dancer was announced like today that like it's officially live, and like Fire Dancer, if anyone doesn't know, is just like this like lightning speed validator client or like blockchain client that's being built by Jump. And
do you want to explain like M5 that a little bit more?
Sure. So like the Solana blockchain runs, and there's essentially been two clients, right? There's the Agave client, and then there's like what was Franken Dancer. And so like, I'm not the expert on this, but essentially like Solana Foundation, and then they spun out into Anza, because a lot of what Solana Foundation has done as it has matured itself is it's like they had like the Coliseum component, which is for hackathons, they spun out. And so they spun out these pieces so that the people that work on it can actually turn it into real businesses. And so Anza is part of who does like R&D for increasing the blockchain. And so on the other side, Jump Crypto, who was an early investor, but then an infrastructure builder, they've been working on what's called Fire Dancer. And so it's essentially just taking the blockchain from fast as we know it to super fucking fast.
Yeah.
And so it's been like one of these things that's been teased for a lot of years, and like it dropped today. And it was very like the joke was, I don't want to make this a big deal, but like it's live now. And so what that means for users is, if ever there was an issue with Solana having two clients, it's like if ever there was an issue on one, but the other one stayed going, the chain would stay alive.
Yeah.
And so any OGs from the space know, like, the meaning with Solana was that like the chain would go down and all this, but like, knock on wood, it's been a while. And there's a lot of devs in this space that are pushing it to like I'm probably missing other things in that realm.
Yeah.
As a non-dev who's just, dev curious.
Well, yeah, I could tell you about that actually, because Karthik and I had a DEX on Solana.
Okay.
Back in the day. That's how we met each other. There might even be someone in here watching today that was part of that initial DEX community and is still here.
Legend.
If that's you, God bless you and I love you. But yeah, that was one of the things we went through, like, or when that first launched, was like taking down the chain, basically, like congesting Solana to a point where it was unusable.
Yeah.
And I woke up in the middle of the night one night, and we had like 100 users in this closed beta of our DEX, and they're trading real money. So it mattered to people. Yeah. And all of a sudden, like, the Discord's blowing up. They're like, I can't close my trade. What the fuck? I can't close my trade. Yeah. So that was a nightmare to handle. If those days are behind us on Solana, then that's awesome.
Dude, man, they're there. And like, maturity of the space from like a degen perspective is like one small component of this. But the maturity of the space from like intellectual capacity is fucking insanity.
Yeah.
The smart people that are out there concerned to make this chain performant in one time. And I was doing the podcast with him, and he was regurgitating to me why an institution that deals with billions of dollars in money wanted to build on Solana when they have a choice to build on something like Ethereum. And for that, it's just like hearing him talk about the choices they made and why they want to build on Solana is just so impactful. And he said to me, like, they made a concession, like they could have built on Ethereum, and they knew they took a chance because a lot of like the TVL and the history was always Ethereum based. But for what they want to build, for the performance that they need and the scalability of bringing it, he was like, it was a no-brainer. Like we had to build it on Solana.
Yeah.
And so that's super cool.
That's sick to hear. Like, when you hear like a differentiating factor for a chain from a builder, and it's not just, well, their foundation gave me a grant. That's kind of where the bullishness comes in. Like that's what solidifies the bullishness in the chain, right?
They spent years building products, doing research to come to a conclusion to then build somewhere, right?
Yeah.
To approach Solana Foundation at like an institutional level and say, we're choosing you. Now, like, let's get this done. Because like a lot of
Ah, we're back. I thought we were gonna get rugged for a second.
Good. I'm coming in on a little heater too because of you, because of you guys, right?
Yeah.
Because the meme coin people and like evangelists that show up on this space and tell your stuff, like that is what brings people in, because like they know if they have an idea that there's psychos out there that are gonna be like, yes, I love this, let's do this. And whether they're like you're a whale or you're a minnow or you're not even spending money, but you're just evangelizing the product and you're showing up to the spaces, it's like we have culture. We got culture in a bottle. And that's like culture from a user side and it's culture from a developer side. And that shit is just fucking lightning. And that's why developers come here. That's why hackathons happen. And there's 800 fucking teams.
Yeah.
Because like they know that like users are there. Like that's what's up.
Somebody has to be the first people to show up to these events. Like now you see the suits coming in.
Oh, totally.
Right? But like they would not be here if we weren't already here doing this.
Yeah.
It's their opportunity to learn about it.
Heck yeah.
Kind of dip their toes in, right?
And like if not for like the meme coinification of the chain, there wouldn't have been like that stress test.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's a huge stress test to know that like
True.
you can launch the fucking Trump coin and like the chain just keeps on like purring. Like that's it. You know, that's like that weirdly in a way is like kind of what baked in the proof for institutions to be like, all right, let's rock and roll here.
Yeah. How do you think the institutions see like the crypto culture? Like, do you think that they're coming in and respecting it or like don't really give a shit about it?
I think it's like a curiosity thing. They're like, this is wild. I think degeneracy, has existed in TradFi for a long time. Yeah. So depending on, are you an old Wall Street exec? And so like you're used to these crazy parties or like, I think like that's not anything new. Probably what is new is just like street culture. There's like a certain amount of street culture that exists in crypto. That's probably like people in like flip-flops. But it's like you said, even amongst founders, like it's not like it's like the Bitcoin early days where people were showing up just wearing the goofiest shit, and it was like total counterculture.
Those days were fun too. I do miss some of that. Like there's definitely so much less of that at these events.
Yeah, I mean, and that's part of the conversation too. Is like depending on what you're building and who you're building it for, like there's always going to be that fringe decentralization maxi, like stay away from the banks, privacy preserving, no KYC, like that shit. It's just going to exist. The tornado cash of the world.
Yeah.
But I think like the net new user isn't there. You're kind of like, who those people are. And if you haven't gotten involved in Bitcoin or that culture in the last 15 years, there's probably not many of those left.
Yeah.
You're going to find it. Whereas like meeting people where they are, which is normal people on the street, and giving them like quality consumer products where you're like, don't even know it's crypto in the background. Like that's kind of where I think it's like, it's headed.
So what do you think the net new user looks like? Or like one example?
I mean, it's interesting because I've been in the industry now for 9 years and been through a bunch of cycles. And there's still a huge subset of friends and family that like aren't users. And so for me, like a lot of, and probably for a lot of you guys too, like, where are you watching this? Are you at home on your computer or are you on your mobile phone? And like for me, working in the space, like the majority of my crypto use is on a desktop computer.
Yeah.
But like, I don't really want that to be the way into the future. Mm-hmm. So I think like mobile for sure. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those barriers are being broken with like, breaking app stores, and you got like the Seeker phone. I think like on the Seeker phone, like, God bless totally in the mobile team, but it's like, let's be honest, like it's not the greatest usable device.
Yeah.
Most people I know, hot take, it's like your secondary phone, it's your encrypted stuff, like you're using it to farm for rewards. But like, I don't think that's the end goal on a mobile.
No.
So on a mobile is like, how do you get a seed vault into my fucking Apple phone? That's like, you're selling that tech stack to fucking Google.
Like you think like Ledger will team up with Apple or something like that to make that happen?
Dude, I think like that's a huge possibility. And Ledger is likely the biggest candidate in the hardware space. I mean, we want it to be Soulflare. You want it to be Soulflare. Yeah. I got a sick, I wish I had it. It's like, I don't know if you guys have seen Soulflare's drop, but it's like they've added like this card that's like, it looks like a credit card, but it's your 2FA, it's your Ledger. So like you got your phone out and like you want to buy something or send somebody some money, you literally tap it with the card, and that's like, cool. So if you don't have the card, so if you get my keys, but you don't have my card, you can't steal my money.
Okay, yeah.
So like that's So
it's nice to like walletify it as well. Like sometimes like it honestly makes a huge difference whether it's like this thing I have to like take a cord out and plug into my computer, or like I whip it out of my wallet.
And it kind of looks like it's a credit card. It's like very nonchalant.
It's got to be cool too. That's the big
cool.
I think that's a big thing that we're starting to see is like products that people are finding cool, even if they're not the crypto nerd.
Yes, and you can customize these cards and stuff. So you can put on a picture like whatever you want. So that's fun.
That's sick.
Right?
Yeah.
You can make a joke out of it, like whatever, right?
Yeah.
It could literally be a key if you wanted it to picture your grandmother. And then nobody's be like, I'm not gonna steal from this dude's grandma.
Yeah,
like,
but just take his grandma
like
out of his wallet.
You could have like a picture of like a disabled kid. And you imagine the heartless son of a bitch you'd have to be to like steal money from a disabled kid. Unbelievable.
They should make it like undistinguishable from like an actual picture of your child or something.
The irony there is like in like an Insta360, not the Insta360, the Instamax, the little printout cameras, photos.
Yes, yeah.
Because a lot of people have them in their wallet.
Yes, exactly.
And actually, like, there's probably a little room for a chip on like the inside of it.
Yeah.
That's mode.
Smart.
That's the safety spot.
You might have to
build it.
You might have to go find Solflare now and tell them.
I know you made this look super cool. You put a lot of work into it, supply chain, the plastic, but no. Let's go Fujifilm integration. Slide that motherfucker in there. Nobody's stealing from my grandma.
That would be so sick. It's also like, it's cool, and you don't even have to tell people that you have it.
You wouldn't, that's the first mistake you make.
You could be like low-key, like crypto nomad. Oh, this is just a picture of my daughter.
So
nope, tap, send.
So this is so the original question was like, where do I see the onboarding come from?
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting so close to, you don't have to visit an app through like your wallet browser, which that blows. So you're getting real apps. And then like, you've got Privy out there, which is like helping normies make their own accounts without really even knowing it. And then like you have apps, the ability to like gasless transactions, so account abstraction. So it's like you as a user are interacting with the blockchain, but you don't know it. It's probably baked into a fee somewhere. Yeah. So like we're like right at like the crux of like being able to make that a really seamless future. And then it's like it's breakout apps. It's the GolfNs of the world. It's like Solflare creating a wallet that's like more than just like hold your keys. It's like neobanks.
Yeah,
neobanks?
I was gonna ask, like, what do you think about integrations with existing apps, like your banking app starting to delve into DeFi, or your neobank, like your Wealthsimple or Robinhood, whatever you like to use.
So like I have a Wealthsimple account because I'm a Canadian, even though I'm not using it right now. I probably will in the future. But like I would prefer to use something DeFi native, something Solana native. And like you see a lot of neobanks, like my guys Pyra out there are working, and it's like I want to stay as far away from traditional banks as possible because they fucking drive me insane.
Yeah.
They do nothing for you. They just hold your money. They barely give you they barely give you any APY, and then they somehow try to convince you that you're a criminal. That anything that you want to do, they wouldn't ascribe to. And for some reason, we're in 2025, and they still are like, "What do you mean you want to withdraw to Kraken? That's on our red list." And you're like, "Are we still doing this?"
Yeah.
So I want like neobanks.
It's like, it's my money. Like,
yeah.
I want to withdraw to the thing that I decided. And
I pay taxes.
Yeah.
Or at least I will when I go back to Canada. And and it's like I will do KYC, I'll do AML, I'll do all those things. I'll report it. I don't care. Just let me do with it as I please, 24/7, 365 at freaking low latency. I want to do it on Solana. So like I think like once you, especially Canada, it's a little trickier. They're a little bit behind the regime and whatnot. But like once you can have like neobanks that are kind of like your gateway into the ecosystem, it's super easy to like send money back and forth. Oh, you got the bill. Okay, boom, you do that. Like, oh, there's high yield. I was talking to a company that was, I'm sorry guys, I forget what the name was, but it was an AI like trading terminal.
Okay.
And like I'd heard a lot about it, like X402. Have you heard? Yeah, here.
Okay.
I got the contact. I can share it. Maybe we can link it because I want to give them credit for it.
Yeah.
But X402 is essentially like, we all know AI. We know agentic technology. We all rode that wave up and down. But it's like allowing your AI bot to actually spend money. That was the missing part. It's like, it can do all these things, but like, it actually can't be funded and can't spend the money. So like they've actually like figured out a way to do that where you add money to it, and then you can say, find for me the best yield on this asset. And it checks all the DeFi and Solana and goes, okay, based on this, you want to put your money in here. And you get like, okay, like put 25% in there for 7 days. If the yield drops below this amount, do this.
Yeah.
And so like, you can take that like AI wealth advisor, if you will.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
I might have spoken to the same guy.
Yeah,
I think I had this conversation, and now I'm feeling like an asshole, and I don't remember the project.
We'll get it in there.
We should get it in there.
Yeah.
No, yeah. That's really unfortunate.
Wait. Blueprint.
Oh shit. Okay, cool.
Blueprint.
I think I spoke to a different team building a similar product.
But it was Blueprint.
Nice.
Yeah.
Blueprint.
Yeah.
So
I'm so proud of
shout
myself.
out Blueprint, give them a follow.
If I didn't have Ritalin today, that would never have happened.
And so, sorry to the competitor that I spoke to that I can't remember the name of. Now I feel even worse. Thanks, Mike. But no, it is cool, and I think that gets a little bit scary as well. Like it's part of, you get a little scared about, okay, I have an AI and I've given it permission to spend.
Well, my concern, and this is what's cool, is the way that it's built is because it's like an LLM. It's not smart contract risk.
Mm-hmm.
Smart contract risk exists with the DeFi platform you're deploying the capital to.
Yes.
So worst case scenario, the front end goes to shit and the app disappears. They never had your money. So it was still self-custodied, and I knew what the keys were, and I could export them and then go to a friend who's a dev and and get like the funds back.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. My concern is more like what I talked before. It's like I was asking them, like, what's the safety factor? Like, I don't want to just be like, oh, here's my life savings and I want to generate 10% and I want you to do it smarter than I would because I'm just going to forget about it. But then like you're just trusting without like a 2FA, without a multi-sig, that like your money's not just going to like be hacked.
Yeah.
I just don't like hot wallets
with
a lot of money. You need to really think about, for somebody who's been rugged and lost money in FTX, like, the not your keys, not your crypto is still as true today as it ever was. Just now there's less clunky solutions for you to do that. You can use squads, multi-sigs. Like, if you don't know what a multi-sig is, like, look into it. Anatoly was famous for saying, because there was like a Keystone, which is a hardware wallet, there's a Trezor, which is a hardware wallet, and a Ledger. You have three. And then you create an account in a multi-sig, and it asks you, like, what delegation authority do you want? So essentially, like, how many people do you want to be able to approve it? And you could say, like, 2 out of 3. So you could have 3 different hardware wallets, each with its own address. And then if ever one of them, Ledger, went bankrupt, you still have the 2.
Yeah.
Or Keystone, not bankrupt, but if they like just evaporated.
Or
so
if
it's
you,
like,
if you lose the device.
or if you lost the device.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, that is like the ultimate layer of, and the cool thing about squads, for instance, is like, you can have that money locked away, but you can actually have it earning in Camino. You can have it earning on Jupiter. It can be in Jito, it can be in Loopscale, it could be in Lulo. Yeah. It could be earning yield very safe.
Yeah.
And that shit fucking matters, kids.
Yeah.
That matters.
Safe yield matters.
Dude, it matters.
Tagline of today.
Literally. We don't know if we're going up from here or down from here. I have some assumptions, but yeah.
Yeah. Safe yield.
Safe
matters.
yield matters.
Well, that's awesome, dude. What about like the thing I was asking about on the AI thing where you're saying go manage my money? Like, there's the security aspect. But there's also like, how do you trust that the AI is not just like gonna fuck up, like, or make the wrong decision?
I mean, that's a solid point, because like you're trusting that whoever developed it put in like the right like ability to like safeguard.
Yeah.
Like there should be back end tools and toggles where it's like, you can never go higher than this amount. Like, you can never do something this quick. Like, so I think it's a trust assumption. And to be honest, I'm not the right guy for that one. My boy Edgar would be. Shout out to Edgar. He's building dark research.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Ex-Marginify guy. Super Chad. He's like balls deep in like AI building and like X402 and like what to do. Super nerd, I don't know how he's got EQ and IQ, but he does it.
Yeah. There's very few that have both. Yeah. He's one of the few. The thing that I kind of equate that to is like, it's like self-driving cars.
Okay.
Right? Like, maybe the AI could mess up and lose you some money the same way that I could be in a self-driving car and it could mess up and I could crash.
Yeah.
But it's like, at the end of the day, it might just still be better than me managing my own money. Because like,
real.
Because I might wake up one morning and be tempted to like ape a meme coin. It's like I can crash the car more likely than the AI can. Right?
It's like, here's a good way to think about it. It's like, at least if it was an AI in the car would have been driving. But if it was up to me, the car wouldn't even have left my garage. So at least it was attempting to do something. So often I find myself like trading because like a moment in time I like remember, and I'm like, I don't want to remember, and I just want this now. So I'm not even getting the best execution.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I'm late to it.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning to do it, and I don't want to put a DCA in, and like once privacy's there, that'll be cool. Private DCAs will be sweet. But like, so I'm just like, it's lazy. And like, you can tell yourself all these things like, oh, but you know, I'm early and I'm in the space, and so I might be late, but like whatever. But at least if like an AI was looking at it, I could like tell them specific parameters. Like, hey, I'm looking at this coin, I want to buy it, but I don't want to buy it until, you know, it's dipped 30%. Or it's like until Bitcoin loses this level, and then once Bitcoin loses this level, like then buy.
Yeah, or even like if it's smart enough to like make me an accumulation strategy.
Sure.
Where like I'm not gonna buy the highs. I'm gonna buy when it dips, and you know, like use your best judgment here if it's good enough at that, right?
And the difficulty there, I think too, is like if it's like that good, I feel like the edge never sticks around, because as soon as it's like crowd mentality, like as soon as everybody knows, it's common knowledge. So if like there's this fantastic AI out there and everybody's making money on it, like I feel like that opportunity will likely trend closer to zero. But I don't know. I'm hypothesizing at this point.
It's cool to see those things happen in real time, where like you catch a market edge and then you watch it disappear as other people catch it.
So true.
I had a recent example, obviously, you know, OR on Solana.
I watched it, knew it, saw it, missed it. I even knew the founder.
Oh shit!
I was at Mountain DAO when it was being inceptioned.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, you had no excuse.
I totally blew it.
You need your AI agent. I was like, I was talking to a buddy like pretty early into it, and we were talking about like the game theory mining it.
Okay.
Right, and he's not a math guy. I love math.
Okay.
And I studied engineering at school, so like we did a lot of probabilities and like EV calculations.
Okay.
So you know how now the refineor.com, I think is the website, has like the EV calculation of when it's positive EV to mine ore. I don't know.
Sick. I haven't seen it.
That. Okay, yeah. So it looks at like the ore market price, Solana market price, like how many people are trying to mine right now, all of these different things.
Okay.
And before that existed, I like wrote out the EV calculation, and I'm like, there's edge to be had here. Like I could make a bot that, you know, calculates this EV actively, and then when it's positive EV, it starts mining it.
That's cool.
So we had that idea, and I'm like, sick, like there's edge in this, whatever. And then like 5 days later, that website goes live and everyone can see the EV. And then they started doing the auto miner thing like a week after that. It's like as soon as you have a good idea, especially if it's easy to build like that, like it does become pretty
almost highly profitable trading strategy.
Yeah, it would have been for 2 days if I built it. Yeah, it would have been pretty tight. Could have turned a nice 5% in those 2 days. It would have been tight.
Oh man, you know what I have found with like the trading journey is like I started really paying attention in 2020 after like 2017 and kind of just like dropping it. And the biggest mistake I made was like, and this is kind of good advice, if this is like your first cycle or whatever, if a bear market comes next year, like don't leave, stay with it, stay in the trenches, find the right projects, because who knows, like the next cycle comes around and like those are the profitable airdrops too. Like if you don't have capital to play, like those are the places to be in. But like what I have noticed in the trading front is like having rode that up into FTX and collapsing and then rode this next wave up into this one, like I'm just not as active right now.
Yeah.
I'm more cautious with my capital, which is causing me to miss some trades. And like, and I've actually I've been like impressed. Like if you're in the right place and you're watching, or you're watching like MetaDAO, like there are still like these big movements that are happening. So the opportunity is still there.
For sure.
I'm just like
once per month, there's like a 10x.
There is.
Zcash.
There is.
Or like, you know, they happen.
But that's dangerous for a lot of people. Whereas like, you know, in 2023, riding up and through 2024, like there was so much more froth and activity. And even though you might have picked the wrong horse, like it was all still like moving.
Matter,
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's where you can get kind of complacent and be like, fuck it. Like I'm this and this and this and this. And then you get spread thin. And then all of a sudden one thing goes down and you don't even have enough time because you're like, oh, I'm like airdrop farming. Well, I have 10 wallets.
That's the thing. It takes forever to exit all those positions too.
Real.
Yeah. Like
real.
That's part of what we're trying to do at Spicenet is, you know, I'm not going to spend too much time shilling because they know, but
give it to me. Give it to me.
Make it easy for people to manage their positions and
I
their
like that.
capital. Like that's the whole thing, right? So
Is it like multi-wallet, add it all in there?
It's like do it from one wallet. So
Okay.
like, take whatever wallet you have and use it as your endpoint to collateralize any of the trading you're doing anywhere.
Oh, interesting.
So like if I and cross margin it, this is the sick part.
Getting the
so
spice.
So like I'm an LP on Uniswap, right?
Okay.
I'm earning my yield here,
Okay.
and then I decide that I want to hedge out my impermanent loss or hedge out part of my position. So right now I would have to sell part of that LP, take it to Hyperliquid or Derive, who we're working with, and then open up the hedge position that's going to hedge that out.
Right.
Through us, you could use your LP position on Uniswap as collateral.
That's very cool.
Over on Derive.
Do you do that on Solana yet?
No, so that's part of why we're here. Is a lot of people always comment under my posts on X saying like when Solana.
Nice.
And the answer I give is like it is technically possible. Karthik and I have discussed it a lot, my CTO, and he's like, yeah, we can totally do it. It's a matter of like, it's going to take some time and we have to make sure that there's the demand there.
Fair.
So that's part of what I'm doing here right now is like talking to apps and seeing if like they're desperate for it. Most of them are saying, yeah, we are, because
that's cool.
It's one of the things on Solana is like, let's pull the investors, the money and stuff from the other chains.
Absolutely.
Where the apps are, yeah.
I mean, listen, if you need any help building it, we specialize in porting EVM contracts to Solana.
Okay, that's cool.
So if you need any assistance, that's our wheelhouse.
Because we have adapters that we deploy on each chain. Right now we're supporting like 10 EVM chains. But then it's going to be a different type of contract when we support Solana.
Very cool. So. Very cool. Well, this is kind of funny.
Yeah.
We didn't even realize that BD was going to happen, and then it just happened.
Yeah, you're watching it live right now. You got front row seats. But we should wrap up here. We're at the 45-minute mark.
Sweet.
But yeah, I'll let you outro it. Like whatever you want people to pay attention to. If it's your podcast, your X, whatever it is.
I mean, yeah, sure. You know, if you don't know ExoTech, that's fine. We're a premium dev shop, but like for a lot of people, you know, your retail or whatever, like it doesn't really matter for you. But we do have a good podcast. And so if you check out the web page or you go to our Twitter channel, you'll see me. I like to do podcasts. I usually do once a week, and we get right into the weeds with like upcoming Solana projects. They're early or they're old. And so if you're interested in the Solana ecosystem, check it out. Like and subscribe. We'd love to have you guys check it out. And you know, that's that.
Yeah, let's throw it up on here for people. Make it nice and easy. Let's see if I know how to do this.
Nice.
Create a banner. Here we are. You want to type it in here? Give us an @
Let's see. Exo_tech. Boom.
Boom. Oh, now you got to click shot. Let's increase the time here. Nice. Yeah.
Look at that. That's so fun.
Give it a follow, guys. Exo_tech. You meant to put the second underscore?
Yep, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah. And you'll see me under there, dirty_digs. Come say hi, you know? Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Well, without further ado, guys, we'll wrap it up here. Thanks you so much for coming, Mike. It's been a goddamn pleasure.
Yeah, fuck yeah. It's been great, man.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next week. And as always, stay spicy.
Stay spicy.
Take care, guys. Hell yeah.